Hi, I'm Tree and this is Stitches TV, and today I've been shopping on the high street. I bought 2 men's jumpers from M&S and they cost me 15 quid each. And do you know what we're going to make today? I'm going to make a gorgeous mini jumper dress. Now, I call this technique clothes combining and I do it all the time. And the reason why I do it is that out of 2 ready-made garments, you can make a completely different garment and it looks like you've bought it in the shop because you don't have to finish off all the edges and you use their finished off edges. So all that we need for this is 2 large men's jumpers. I've got a large one and I've actually got an extra large one, or as big as you can get it, because the extra large one is all about using it for the material, so the more you have the better. Pair of scissors, sewing machine and the right colour of thread. Now, I've got a piece of chalk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the jumper against me and I'm going to decide where I want my frill to begin. Now, I think I want it about there. So I'm going to go like that. Okay, and then I'm going to lay it down. Now, really, it couldn't be easier. We're going to do this in just a few minutes, you'll see. So I've got my mark there and I'm just going to start cutting straight across. Okay, all the way across here, going across like that. Okay, now put this to one side. You're keeping this one because this is the one that's actually going to be the top half. You get your extra large jumper and you lay that one out like that. We're going to put the one that we cut out on top of it so we know how long to do it. Now make sure it's more or less the same length. So I'm going like that, making sure it's more or less the same length, even though it doesn't look very straight there, does it? That doesn't matter, we're just going to cut right through it like that. Right, put the top half of that extra large jumper to one side, like that. Now, we've got 2 bottom halves. We're going to have to join them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down one of these seams. Oh look, I've got a great big label there, that's alright, cut that off. Go away label. Okay, and I'm going to cut down the other one as well. Right, now the reason why I've done that is because I've got to join them together. So, open them out, open one out, open the other one out, and get ready to sew. So I've got a seam there and I've got a seam down here. Okay, we're just going to stitch up that seam, stitch up the other seam, finish off our edges with a zigzag, and then we'll talk again. So I've stitched up both of the side seams. Now I just wanted to say, before you zigzag the edges of the side seams, what I always do, come and have a look, I snip into the corner there and then I start zigzagging so that when it's finished and it's pressed open, you don't get this little bit hanging down here. Now really, I got these jumpers from M&S, but of course you could get them from anywhere. I get a lot of stuff from Uniqlo, they're brilliant. But remember, buy the men's ones because the men's jumpers are bigger, and do you know what? They're often cheaper as well. So I've zigzagged these edges. Now, so that we have a nice professional finish, I'm going to press it. So come with me over to the iron. I've pressed it now, so I've got the big rectangle here, and this is the top. Now look, this is what we're going to do. It's really simple. And do you know what? You can do this with t-shirts as well. You know, use your imagination. You can do it with children's clothes, yeah. Get 2 children's t-shirts and turn them into the most amazing dress. Right, so basically this is going to be gathered like that and it's going to go onto there. Before I attach this frill onto the upper half, I just want to show you something, okay? I'm going to move that frill away. Now, if you have like a dead straight line there, I don't know, it hasn't got very much movement, has it? So I'm just going to do a little bit of shape there. I'm going to bring it up a bit. I mean, it's not a real accurate, I'm not doing it massively accurately. Now this is also very important. it's always helpful, particularly when you're not using pins with your project, to be aware of where the centre front and the centre back is. So get those two side seams, fold it, and make a little notch for the back and a little notch for the front. So when you gather, for those of you that don't know, use the biggest stitch on your sewing machine, okay? No backwards and forwards, you just sew straight down. Now for this project, we're going to sew the front first, then turn it over, and then do the back, because if you try and do it in one continuous run, it's just too much and the thread will break. So gathering, for those of you that don't know about gathering, when you've done your big stitch and you haven't gone backwards and forwards at the end, so the ends are all loose, you pull one of the threads. You can't pull both of the threads because then nothing happens. So if nothing's happening, let go of one of those threads. So I've got the bottom one and I'm just easing it. Look how I'm easing it. So we're just gathering that top one or the bottom one, but not both. We're gathering it, easing it along until it ends up being roughly the right size to fit the width of the top. Anyway, really, thank you very much for watching all my videos. I love all the feedback, it's just fantastic. Now, this is probably one of the easiest tutorials because look, what do you have to do? It's all like made, it's already made for you. So, we get this and we're going to put it here. And we're just going to roughly see if it's going to fit. You know, just roughly. Make sure it's not smaller. It's okay if it's a bit bigger, because then you can like put a little sneaky pleat in to make it fit. So when you think it is roughly the right size, roughly the right size, well then, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to plop it over, okay? I'm going to match up one of the seams with my centre notch, and I'm just going to sew from the centre front to the side. I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to carry on round and I'm going to match up the centre back with the centre back on the frill, take another little break and then carry on to the next side and then to the end. So when you stitch along the gathering, I always stitch just a little bit beyond it, beyond the line, the gathering line, so it doesn't show on the other side, okay? Now, I'm coming to my side seam here, and I'm just going to create a little bit of gathering there, because it's nice to have quite a lot of gathering at the side, because then it makes it stick out. Now, what I'd like to say is, if you have a little seam on the front of something, which we do in this situation because we join some pieces together, and you've got a gathering, it's a good idea to make sure you've got a little bit of extra gathering there because it will take the eye off that seam. So I'm just creating a little extra pleat there. Just here, look, I'm just folding a little bit extra there so you don't see it so much. So I've zigzagged the edges, which means it's nearly finished. So chop off my loose ends, like that, turn it over, but now we have to press, okay, get off. We have to press so it has a more professional finish. So I'm going to do that now and then I might try it on. So, look at that. Isn't that just great?